here in the Middle East, and sources have told I24 News that a suspect in Sunday's fatal terror attack in the West Bank has been arrested by security forces. 19-year-old Omar Abu Laila from the Azawiya village in the West Bank had been on the run since Sunday morning's fatal shooting and stabbing attack near the Jewish settlement of Ariel. It's not yet clear if the person arrested is the same 19-year-old suspect. Israeli authorities confirming earlier on Monday that the rabbi who was wounded in the attack died this morning, bringing the death toll to 2. 47-year-old father of 12, Rabbi Achiat Ettinger, passed away this morning. 19-year-old combat soldier Gal Kedan was killed on Sunday. He died at the scene. Now for the latest on this breaking news story, we're joined in studio by our defence correspondent, Daniel Tsemach. Daniel, breaking news coming through in the last hour, but conflicting reports already. Bring us up to speed on exactly what has been confirmed. What
we can confirm right now is that someone associated with the attack that transpired yesterday, Sunday, has been arrested. We do not know who that suspect is and what their involvement and participation in the orchestration or actually the execution of the attack was. And it's important to address why some of these conflicting reports are coming out and what the Israeli censorship is doing with this. The Israeli censorship has a very sensitive role to play here, oftentimes removing certain names and not allowing the publication of certain names so as not to disrupt the intelligence effort and the ongoing manhunt. From what we understand is that the situation is by all means ongoing, that the Israeli security forces are operating intensely in the area of Kalkilia and the surrounding area in different villages. And again, there is an accomplice arrested. We don't know who that accomplice is, and we also don't know how many individuals they are seeking out. It's also possible that the Israeli security establishment doesn't know how many individuals are involved in this attack at the same time, which means that the censorship is going to be extra cautious in the information that they allow to be released to the Israeli media. In this case, we're already getting evidence of that on the ground with initial reports that have since been taken back, and also information the Israeli censorship has actually removed from circulation.
Daniel, in your opinion, when there are conflicting reports like this on a breaking news story, is it your sense that it speaks to the fact that there is so much pressure on the Israeli security forces to make a quick arrest?
Absolutely, and it's even more so intense pressure for the Israeli security forces, given the fact that this is not the first time in recent past that there's been a manhunt after a perpetrator of an attack that has led to Israeli fatalities. This happened just around a month ago with another shooting attack in the West Bank, and another attack that was orchestrated by the same cell and had another attack just a few days later. In this case, we're talking about two separate attacks in the same hour, even in the same half hour. So there's a lot of pressure mounting on the Israeli security forces who have been operating in the West Bank from also the local population, a local population that feels they need to be protected, a local Israeli population I'm talking about, not the Palestinian population. But on that end, equally important for the Israeli security forces not to exacerbate the tensions, not to clash with those Palestinian residents that live in these communities, and not to overbear their closures on certain areas, having a breathable closure as opposed to having a complete siege on an entire village. These are the things that the IDF and the Israeli police and internal security agency are doing with as we speak right now. As I said, from what I understand from sources on the ground, there's a very intense military activity still ongoing in the area around where that accomplice was arrested.
Now, Daniel, what has been confirmed, we know for a fact that earlier this morning, the brother and the father of the suspect in this case were arrested. What happens now in terms of threats to demolish their home, and what kind of information would they be wanting to get out of relatives at this hour?
So this morning, the Israeli Defense Forces and Israeli security forces released the information that, as you said, those relatives were questioned. Also, that IDF troops went to the home to survey the home for potential demolition. That's generally speaking done as a deterrent. The house demolition itself is done as a deterrent, but also the act of going to the home is also a way to, at times, try and bait the person that they're trying to find out of hiding. Maybe to prevent their family's home from being demolished, they would come out to their parents' aid or their father's aid or brother's aid in this case. But beyond that, it's also often the case that relatives and family members have helped and abetted the perpetrator of these attacks to escape or to hide. So now the Israeli security establishment is probably testing all possibilities and vetting all possibilities, whether it be through relatives, neighbors, friends on social media. It's a very, very dynamic and comprehensive effort that's being done not only on the ground with troops searching, but also through intelligence gathering.